The resources in this video are related to index fossils. Index fossils must be understood as part of the Earth and Environmental Science Year 11 course. Index fossils are an essential tool in the construction of relative timescales. Ideally, to gain a deep understanding of index fossils, a student should first understand basic stratigraphic principles. Once these are well understood, it is much easier to promote scaffolding for index fossils within the child's zone of proximal development. The first resource is a website created by a teacher in America. It's a good basic introduction to index fossils and the law of superposition. The text is succinct without going into too much detail. It makes good use of diagrams and visuals to show index fossils. It's also got some links to YouTube videos and some short lower order questions that would be classified as remembering and understanding on Bloom's hierarchy. It's a good website that offers a broad overview of index fossils. The second resource is a YouTube video by Associate Professor Clapham from Earth and Planetary Sciences at the University of California. It's a well-delivered lecture. There's a really good slide near the beginning that neatly summarises index fossils. Some of the graphs and concepts are quite complex and would probably confuse most Year 11 students. However, it could be a useful tool for differentiated teaching. Whilst explaining the basics to slower students, extension students could watch the lecture and then answer some higher order questions on a worksheet based on ideas in the lecture. Being able to access information so easily from experts is one of the real benefits of living in the digital age. The final resource is a site constructed by the University of Waikato in New Zealand to support high school science. It begins by revising stratigraphy, then moves on to fossils and relative dating using index fossils. I like the use of links for words that students may be unfamiliar with. However, rather than just being text-based, I feel they could have gone further and included diagrams and pictures, for example, a picture of an ammonite. This site can provide a basic introduction for Year 11 students when they look at index fossils. The three resources reviewed were all easy to access on the web. They were all clear and specifically addressed the index fossil part of the curriculum. But two were quite basic overviews, and the lecture by the university professor was quite in-depth. My resource, created on Prezi, allows me the flexibility to differentiate learning based on the progress of students. The Prezi begins with the basic concepts. Throughout the Prezi, I have links to websites where there are questions, and also to my Plickr account. This means both I and the class can get real-time feedback on how well they are understanding the topic. I've included YouTube videos for variety. This particular video was one I created to demonstrate common and widespread using a sporting analogy. Analogies have been identified as crucial for developing a student's understanding in a strange science domain like index fossils. By using the sporting analogy, students gain a deeper understanding of the topic because of their greater prior knowledge of sport compared with fossil types. I've used the analogy of telecommunication devices for short time span. This allows students to explore the idea using something they have significant prior knowledge of. Again, this scaffolding allows higher level questions to be asked sooner. Once students understand the concepts, I then give examples of fossils that meet these criteria. The Prezi uses images, photographs, and links to the best sites examining these fossils. This site even has a trilobite of the month. There's a link to the more challenging lecture reviewed earlier, and finally a higher order question to finish with.